It is in witness of thanks to pay our very respectful homage to Sri Aurobindo, and we feel blessed to have with us today Mr. Manoj ji. May I request you, sir, kindly be there on the dais, and I request all of you. He is one of the most distinguished scholar in the country, who is being bestowed with the award-winning. He is an award-winning bilingual creative writer who writes in Urdu and English, and on whom Kendra Sahitya Academy bestowed its highest award, that is the Sahitya Academy Award. He is being awarded with Padma Shri in the year 2001 for his contribution in the field of literature and education. We indeed are grateful to you, sir, for sparing the time to be here. And this is the very first session of NAC in 2014. We could never have been able to get anyone better than you to let us know the life of the great philosopher Sri Aurobindo, and it would be really a very humble beginning, to the entire 3 days program. I would like to also mention that Sri Manoj Ji's deeper quest led him to mysticism, and he has been an inmate of Sri Aurobindo's ashram in Pondicherry since the year 1973, where he teaches English literature. 1963, since 1963, where he currently teaches English literature and also the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo at the Sri Aurobindo's International University. May I request you, sir, to kindly, we all are really wanting to initiate the proceedings of the conference by paying the homage, and may we request you to kindly start the proceedings. Thank you, sir.
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes, please.
This.
Yes, would you have? We can keep it here. You want it?
No, this can be removed. No, this.
No, sir, you need not to. You can just address it.
I want to put my address.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Celebrities and friends, once again, echoing my friend Dr. Kalam's sentiments, I welcome you to Pondicherry. It is a very significant day today, 9th of December. It was on this day in the year 1915. Sri Aurobindo's body was laid to rest. It is Maha Samadhi Day. Why I refer to this is, as you know, Sri Aurobindo was a prophet of the future. Sri Aurobindo visualized man as an evolving being. Man, as we see him today, is not the last product of nature, not the last product of creation. We are still evolving. This mighty faith of the future, a mighty faith for the future, he stabilized and he passed away. On 5th of December, he was put to rest, Samadhi, on the 9th of December. So it's a very significant day, because I insist that you are very closely related to the faith of Sri Aurobindo in the mankind. What is a library if it is not a faith in the future? Libraries in the past were established for today. Today you are establishing libraries for the tomorrow, because you believe in tomorrow. Because the past great people believed in today. That was their future. And today we believe in the future tomorrow. That is why we take interest in building up libraries. So, dear friends, you are all futurists in the sense, and I accept you as my friends in that way. Well, great libraries have been built and destroyed in the past, as you know. Nalanda, the 3 great libraries were destroyed by internal feuds. A great library in Alexandria was reduced to ashes by invaders. 2000 years ago, there was a Chinese emperor, Xiu Huangdi, who believed that people had no business to read books. They should earn money, pay tax, live foolishly and die. So he declared that all the books should be confiscated, and books in those days meant huge rolls of timber on which characters were carved, and millions of such rolls, valuable books, were burnt or rolled into the Great Wall of China, which was under construction, along with their authors also, who were reluctant to part with the books. But libraries have always, like phoenix, they have resurrected, they have come out. Friends, I won't take much of your time, but one big problem on which I would like you to concentrate is this. You have spoken about challenges to the library, the philosophy of library from, well, several electronic developments. The latest report in this regard, I would like you to read a few lines from. It is from a team of very highly qualified Australian psychologists and elaborately published in Sydney Morning Herald. I am quoting from that magazine. Children addicted to using electronic devices may suffer from internet use disorder, a new disease, a newly discovered and serious mental illness. According to this study, psychologists argue video games and internet addictions share the characteristics of other addicts, including emotional shutdown, lack of concentration, and withdrawal symptoms if the gadgets are removed from them. It is a terrible new ailment which is going to destroy our children. There are already so many factors destroying their dreams. When a child reads a book, say a story from Shakespeare, he is communicating with the consciousness of Shakespeare. But when the same thing he sees on the silver screen, be it a TV presentation or a film, he is not communicating with Shakespeare. He is communicating with a digest of Shakespeare made by various intermediaries, producers, actors, art directors, etc., etc. There is no direct link between the child and the author. The consciousness of the author is denied to the child. And his dreams, when he reads a fairy tale, he dreams about the fairy, about the world of fantasy. When he is presented with a pre-modeled world of fantasy, his own imagination, unconsciously for him and for you and for me, is being controlled, is being manipulated. And hence, the only alternative to this development is somehow to make children more and more book savvy, to turn their attention into the books again. How it will be done, it is a challenging, formidable task. But Sri Aurobindo believes that we are going through an evolutionary crisis. In every field of our life, there is a crisis. The crisis is not because of politics or economics, but crisis is because of a psychological need for man, a need which should oblige us to believe in a different future, a future which is radically transformed, a transformed future of our own present consciousness. The present consciousness has to be radically changed and transformed so that all the contradictions which we face today and experience today in life can be reconciled there only. The contradiction between the spontaneous inventions of science cannot be denied. We cannot wish them away. At the same time, the fact that it is somehow almost paralyzing the imaginative capacity of the child also cannot be denied. But there has to be a synthesis. There has to be somewhere a meeting point, and probably that is beyond the scope of the very present mental state of mankind. Probably man can aspire this time to grow beyond. Friends, I believe we have to have today is the time when against so many pessimistic developments, cynical developments, we have to develop a faith in the future of mankind. I remember one, I'll finish in 2 minutes with one interesting for me, it should be interesting for you also, I believe, incident. A professor from abroad visited India. He was an expert on evolutionary theories. So the vice chancellor of a local university was his classmate in Cambridge or Oxford, and the professor was not willing to give a public talk, but he obliged him to speak to a small gathering of his colleagues and his research scholars, about 100 people in a small hall. And he was speaking on philosophy of evolution. Pre-Darwinian days, Louis Leakey, afterward, from there till Louis Leakey Jr., he covered the entire gamut of evolutionary developments in his speech. But at the concluding part of his speech, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am a scientist, but you will be surprised to know that I got a touch of fulfillment to my concept of evolution, not from any work of science, but from the work of an Indian mystic, and the work is called The Life Divine by Sri Aurobindo." There he says that all that is evolving was already involved in the reality of things. Out of matter, life evolved because life was involved in matter. Out of life, mind evolved because mind was involved in life. And there is no reason for us to suppose that nothing else is involved in mind which can also evolve. And Sri Aurobindo believes a power called supramental or supermind remains involved in the present state of human mind, which can also gradually evolve if man aspires sufficiently for that evolution to take place. Now, when he finished his talk, the clouds had gathered and there were threats of thunderstorm. So he told his audience, "Dear friends, don't stand on nice formalities, please depart immediately." And they left, and he was in the portico of that building. His friend Vice Chancellor brought his car, and as he was about to enter the car, he saw a elderly gentleman holding a tattered umbrella on his head to save him from the splashes of rain. So this gentleman thanked him, "Thank you." And this man said, "Don't thank me, sir. I should thank you. What a wonderful talk you gave." The professor asked, "You could follow me?" "Yes, sir. I'm an old matriculate. I was a primary school headmaster, but my son is a clerk in the university. He's in charge of this hall. I occasionally come and stay as his guest. Sir, you can't see now because it's raining, but in front of my son's small one-room apartment there is a lake. Sometimes in the morning, I come out and I look at the lake and I see a lotus is bloomed. I tell myself, if out of a thing like mud and filth, a wonder like lotus could bloom because of the grace of sunlight, out of the present human mind which appears filthy and dirty, why can't a better supramental develop with the grace of the divine? This is Indian optimism. This is Indian faith, ingrained in the consciousness of a villager, a small school teacher. Friends, that is the faith behind the entire library movement, which has been there before books were printed for hundreds and thousands of years. Let us reinforce this faith in the changing context. And if we can do that, that will be the biggest outcome of this conference. I wish you best. I congratulate you on behalf of Sri Aurobindo Ashram and the city of Pondicherry.
Thank you very much, Prof Manoj. You are guiding us into a direction which is very much needed to explore the future and make ourselves ready for the future. And we hope that in this conference we are able to share some ideas. Thank you very much. We are very grateful to you, and I am really I feel blessed that today is the Maha Samadhi Day, and it was not planned like that. It has happened.